Right. Okay, so we'll just start and the others can join in now. There's a lot of you already here. I don't want to take any more time. So thank you all for coming in today and for registering in the Surf and Turf program. Okay. So I'll run you through what we are going to do for this orientation, and then if you have any questions, you can post them to me at the end. We'll start off with the actual program design, what the kids will be doing, and how they will be traveling and everything. And at the end, after going through all the things for the camp, we will also have a small Q&A session. If you have any questions with regard to whatever I've told you now, or if you have any general questions, you can ask me then. So I kindly request you guys, everybody to have their mics on mute, and you can turn on your videos if you want, but just keep the microphone on mute and I'll run you through, guys. I'm just going to share my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. All right. Can everybody see the screen? Just give me a thumbs up or yes. Uh, uh, yeah, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So we'll just start. And as I said, so this is the surfing camp which is happening in Pondicherry. I'll run you through what's happening for this camp. And most of you must have already been must know what's going to happen as you must have gone through the dockets, but I'll still run you through so that everybody is clear on what the children will be doing. Okay. And so basically, just a little bit info about us. We have been doing these camps for the past 28 years now. And every year we take in a minimum of at least 10,000 children. And till date, we've done more than a lakh and 20 children who come on camps with us. And we have camps all across India, and we also have a camp in the US. And so this particular camp is happening in Pondicherry, where the children will learn how to do surfing. Right. So we'll teach the children everything, all the basics about surfing, and they will also do various other camp-based activities. They'll visit some places in Pondicherry. So all of that will be happening whilst the children are there. And so once the children arrive, um, so the children will be departing from various places. So we have two departure points. One is Bangalore and one is Chennai. So children traveling from Bangalore will leave overnight and they will reach the camp the next day morning. And the children who are arriving to Chennai, they'll arrive to Chennai around 12:30 or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And they'll have lunch at the airport and then they'll depart from there, and they'll be the first group of people who will reach the camp. So it's about 3 to 3.5 hour journey from Chennai airport to the camp, and they'll stay one night extra on during the arrival and the departure. So they'll be there first, and then they'll be the last people to leave from the camp. And as I mentioned, the children will not just be doing surfing alone. They'll do other activities. So they'll visit Maitri Mandir. They'll visit a musical instrument museum, and they will also make some musical instruments of their own from recycled bamboo. So all of this will be happening, and we help the children to learn everything and to be more independent and to do things by themselves, right? And that's basically what will happen in this camp. So on a day-wise itinerary, the children, as I said, they'll either leave from Bangalore or Chennai. They'll reach the hotel, and the children will be put into rooms. So depending on how many children come on to the camp, there will be anywhere between 4 to 5 children in one room, and the rooms are all of different sizes. So each child will get their own bed, and they'll be sharing the rooms. So boys will be in boys' rooms and girls will be in girls' rooms. And the instructors who will be traveling with them and will be accompanying them also will be put in two rooms very close by to them as well. so that in case they need anything in the night, they can always reach out to them for helping. And on day one, once they settle into their rooms and everything, they will get to know each other. So the group which comes in first, and the next group which arrives in the morning, they'll all get to know each other. They'll meet their instructors, they'll meet their camp chief, and they'll get to learn all the basics of what to do, what not to do whilst they're in the camp. And then they'll head over to the surf school. The surf school is very close by to the hotel where the kids are staying, and they'll reach the surf school, and there they'll meet the surfing instructors as well. And once they meet everybody, there will be some instructions which will be given by the surf school, and the children will have a look at their surfboards. They'll take them across to the place where they surf, and then they'll learn all the basics of surfing, right? The basics will cover body surfing. There's something called as pop-up, which the children will learn, which is the main thing that they'll be practicing as well during their free time. And that will help them to actually surf much better, right? And once they finish the surfing session, they'll come back to the hotel where they'll have lunch. So food on at the hotel will be prepared every day fresh for them. It will be buffet style, so the children can choose what they want to eat. And after lunch, they'll go do something called as a tree jumaring, which is basically helps the children. It will test their physical skills, but also it gives them a little boost and of mental confidence. And it brings it's pretty much to do with teamwork. So the children, will communicate better, and it's a very exciting activity which the children will be doing. After the jumaring activity, they'll come back to the hotel, have some snacks. Usually, every day after the sessions or the camp activities is done, they have a little time to relax and chill. And usually, what the children will do is there's a pool right inside the hotel. So they just, after the snacks, they just go have a nice dip in the pool for an hour or two, and then they come back, have evening sessions. They sit and chit chat. Some of them play cards, Uno, whatnot. And it's just a little nice experience for the children to have some rest in the evening and get ready for the next day. And the next day again, once they wake up, they do some practice exercises. They practice the pop-ups, and they head over for the surf session. Once the surf session is over, then we have lunch. And post lunch, the kids head over to Maitri Mandir, which is the heart of Auroville, where everybody comes in and visits. And the children also get to visit the youth center, and it's a little nice outing for them inside Auroville. And then they come back to the hotel again, cool time, and they also have their dinner and then retire for the night. The next day again, so on every day, the children they'll practice what they've learned the day before when they start the surf session, and then they'll go on to the next level, the next lesson when it comes to surfing, right? So today, like on the day four, whatever they've learned the previous day, they'll practice it first for 10-15 minutes, and they'll head over into the ocean, and then they'll learn how to catch the waves, how to do body surfing, and they'll practice riding the waves again and again. So the more they practice, the more they get better at it. And again, one surfing session. So surf session usually is around 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on how the waves are and how the temperatures are. And they'll head over back to the hotel, have lunch, and in the evening on day four, they visit Sound Garden, where it's a nice little garden where various musical instruments are kept, which are made from recycled materials, and different sounds come from those unique instruments. And they also visit this museum, and they visit this musical factory where they make their own instruments. So there are a couple of instruments which the children like every time, and then they make it and then they get it back home. And the next day they'll practice more. And since we're like the children are little bit more experienced now, they slightly start going into deeper waters, right? So when I say deeper waters, the instructors will be put right next to them, and they'll be guiding them very close. They'll be standing right next to them, and then they'll be guiding them to get the catch the waves properly and to make sure that their technique is correct. And they'll also learn how to balance themselves whilst they are standing up on the boards. And all of this will be done. And again, they'll have some free time in the evening post lunch, and then they'll visit the French town. On day five, they'll visit French town. It's right next to the promenade beach where the children will take a nice stroll. They'll visit the various uh, vintage houses from Pondicherry, and they'll end the night with pizza for dinner on day 5. The next day again, it's more practice in the morning. So immediately after the children wake up, they do some drills to get them warmed up before the actual surf session. They'll have breakfast, and then they'll head over to the um, surf. And then after that, they'll also visit the surfboard factory where they get to see how the surfboards are made by hand, and then they'll just come back evening time again, free time for them to do various other things. Usually the children, as I said, they'll be ending up in the pool, or they'll just be playing some games, or just general chit chat in their rooms. That's what they'll end up doing. And again, on the last day, on the last day, the children will again practice. They'll go slightly deeper. When I say deeper, I would say pretty much anywhere between 75 to 100 meters into the ocean. That's about it. The water will probably be only till their chest height, or not more than that. And then they'll again try and catch the waves and then head back. That's continuous practice and repetition. They'll keep doing that. And yeah, so once that is done, the children will head back for lunch. And then before they leave, there's a little reflection session that will be done with the children. So, what the children have learned over these particular 7 days, the instructors will also be teaching them, and they'll have a nice little chat, and the children will reflect on whatever they learned so far, and they'll share their experiences with them. And then the group which is leaving to Bangalore will leave post dinner. And as I said, the children leaving to Chennai airport will stay overnight, and they'll leave next day in the morning and reach the airport anywhere between 9:30 to 9 to 9:30, or somewhere, let's say around 10 a.m. they'll reach the airport, right? That's everything that the children will do for these particular 8 days that they're at the camp. And as you already know, we have instructors who will be there with the children. And for every 6 children, there'll be one instructor, and there'll be female instructors who will be on campsite as well, right? And again, all these surfboards and everything, all surfing equipments that the children will be doing will be given by the surf school. So that's what they regularly use, and they're well checked and maintained according to strict standards, right? And there's a doctor on call for this particular camp, and we have an emergency vehicle as well in case the children have some injury or something that will be tended to. Most of our instructors are first aid trained as well, so they'll be able to take care of the children. And coming to accommodation meals, as I mentioned previously, the children will be sharing their rooms, and food, as I said, both veg and non-veg will be provided to them. If needed, we can also arrange for Jain food, and it's buffet style, so that we encourage the children to take only as much as they need, so that they don't end up wasting a lot of food, right? Again, this goes back to the travel part, which we have already covered. So yeah, as mentioned before, the children who are leaving from Chennai, and who will be staying the night extra, as you might already know, there's an additional 3,000 rupee charge, uh, which is there each way. I mean, 3,000 rupee for both the days. And anything else? Okay, yeah. Coming to the main part, this is pretty both important for both the children and the parents to know, right? So this we are very strict with regards to these coming points, which I'm going to tell, right? So there is no gadgets or any phones of any sorts allowed in our camps. So for children who are flying in to Chennai, they can carry their phones with them, right? And once they reach the airport, they just have to give a call to our instructors who will be there to pick them up. Once they pick up their luggage, they just have to let the instructor know that they've arrived, and the airport coordinator will come pick them up. And once everybody is assembled, whoever is coming to Chennai, once they've all gathered, the instructors will then take their phones from them. And so, what I would recommend is to give the children a small pouch where they can keep their phone, a power bank with a charging cable or a charger, along with a printed copy of their return ticket, and the original ID card, whatever they're carrying, to be put into a small pouch, and so that the instructor can take it, and then they can hand it back to them once the camp is over, right? And this is not nowhere a luxury camp or a resort, right? The children will have to do most of their work by themselves, and we will try and make it as comfortable for the children as much as possible. But let's say, for example, they think that they might get room service or something like that in the hotel. That won't be there. If anything they need, they can always reach out to the instructors, and then the instructors will try and get it sorted for them, right? And with regards to communication, again, this is mainly for the parents, since there are no phones allowed at the camp. As you might have already gotten a message from my number, there's a WhatsApp channel which you have to join. For those who haven't joined, I'll post the channel link again in the chat, and everybody can join into that WhatsApp channel. And we will post two updates, one in the morning and one in the evening. And the evening update usually comes along with photos and videos from the camp. There'll be lots of photos and videos which we'll be getting, but we will share a very few selection of good photos. And once the camp is over, we'll collect all the photos and videos from the camp, and then we'll share it via Google Drive to you. And the updates which we send will generally tell you what the children have been doing, what they've been practicing, and if they've done something special, something like that. Whatever they're doing, we'll just summarize it and then send it to you, so that you also are at ease of mind to know what they're doing, right? And the again, reiterating the no gadgets policy, there will be no phones of any sort. And if the children want to get, let's say, a camera, a GoPro, or if you're looking at getting a Kindle of any sorts, we recommend not to carry it along with you with them. But I mean, instead of Kindle, you can always carry a book, a hard copy book. But if you are ending up bringing your own camera or GoPro, you will have to take care of it by yourselves, and we will not be responsible if anything happens to those gadgets, or they gets broken or anything. So it's at your own risk. You can bring a camera or a GoPro if you need. And since there is with regards to fitness and preparation for this camp, this is a pretty exhilarating sport, right? It takes up a lot of energy for the children to do these activities, like especially surfing. When they're battling against the wave, when they're trying to catch a wave, it takes up a lot of energy for the children. So I would personally recommend the children to start doing a light jog or a brisk walk, right? 30 to 45 minutes every day, that should be plenty. And if you're practicing any sport, that's perfect. So you don't need to do anything extra. But for those who are not used to doing any particular sport or activity, just 30 to 45 minutes of brisk walk in the evenings would cover it for you. And we also have zero tolerance when it comes to bullying or indiscipline. When we see somebody engaging in a bullying activity, or whether they're not disciplined, we will immediately send the child back home at your expense, right? And the same goes for use of substance, or if you're possessing any cigarettes or alcohol or anything, we again will immediately expel the children back home. And with regard to junk food or tuck, the children, as I said, who are coming to Chennai, they'll have lunch and leave, so they don't need anything in between their flight journey all the way till they reach campus, because they'll get some snacks on the way to eat as well. So they don't need anything extra. But if you're coming in at a really early flight, or if you're landing quite early, you can give them some snacks for them to eat. And with regards to carrying some money for the camp, the children will be doing some shopping, as I said, in the French town towards the end of the camp. And so we would recommend anywhere between 4 to 5,000 rupees, and not more than that. And we will also have some camp souvenirs and merchandise which the children can take if they need to. Right. This is pretty much everything that the children will be doing, and some expectations for the parents. We will now quickly have a look at this kit list, where these are the things that you need to carry. So I'll just run this through. If we'll have the Q&A after this. So the weather anywhere at Pondicherry will be anywhere between 37 to 39 degrees, right? The number is quite high, but it's Pondicherry. It's very close to the ocean. and the children will be spending, I would say, 90% of the time in the water, right? The only times they'll be outside their hotel rooms or outside the water would be when we go on to visit the different places, right? That's the only time they'll be heading out. But we will try and keep the children in as much as in the water as much as possible so that they don't feel too hot. So just your basic apparel, you need some t-shirts, cotton shirts. As it's hot, the cotton shirts are perfectly fine. Shorts, your regular track pants, whatever the kids are comfortable with wearing inside the rooms, and lots of undergarments and socks. Definitely a quick dry towel because they'll, as I said, they'll be spending a lot of time in the water. So quick dry towel, a waterproof jacket if they have, that's fine, and night clothes. And these are the general things. But for specifically for surfing, we request the children to get surfing shorts. Um, for both boys and girls, get surfing shorts. And there's something called as sunblock, which the children will be. So we will be having some sunblock with us when the children go do the activity. But we also recommend you to carry sunscreen so that whenever the children are heading out to do other activities, they can wear sunscreen and protect themselves. I would say SPF 50 or higher is fine. And for those who are wearing spectacles, I would recommend getting the ones which have the retainer straps and also carry an extra pair of sunglasses. I mean, spectacles, right? If you're wearing spectacles, make sure you're carrying an extra pair. I would not recommend contact lenses for this camp whatsoever. Just make sure you carry these retainer straps. And for the boys and girls, definitely two pairs of swimming costumes, right? For both surfing and for the swimming pool. And with regards to footwear, Crocs are completely fine for this camp. So if the children are used to wearing Crocs, they can come in. Or as you can see, these are some hiking sandals. These are completely fine for the children to walk and wear as well. And again, one regular sneakers, which the children can wear when they're heading out to see the different places. Definitely not new ones. Get them, make sure that they're worn in so that the children don't end up getting blisters or having trouble to walk, right? So all the other regular stuff which the children will have, shower gels, toothbrush, paste, and the sunscreen, again, as it says 40 here, but I would recommend 50 plus. A torch or a headlamp if they have one. Definitely a small plastic bag so that they can put in their wet clothes and carry it back. And kindly ensure that they have a water bottle as well. As I mentioned earlier, the temperatures are slightly higher, so the children need to be hydrated quite a lot. Even though they spend a lot of time in the water, as it's hot, they get dehydrated quickly. So make sure that they carry a small water bottle. 750 ml to a liter is completely fine. And if anybody is undergoing any sort of medical treatment or if they're under some medication, again, a small pouch with a list of medicines that they have. And if somebody is has to take a regular medication, just send me a message on WhatsApp with the details so that we can inform the instructors and they'll be able to provide the medicine at the correct time to the children, right? Again, spectacles, make sure you carry a pair, extra pair. So with regards to packing for this camp, we would recommend a rucksack, not a trolley, but a rucksack, so that it's easier for the children to organize and take it. They will not be carrying this luggage anywhere. So once they reach the airport, all the way from the airport, it's going to go in a bus to the hotel, and once it reaches the hotel, it's going to just stay there. They will use this small backpack or a knapsack, as we call it, when they head out for the surfing or when they go out to visit other places, right? This is just to keep your water bottle or any spare clothes or towel that you need, or your spectacles or sunglasses. So they'll be using the smaller bag, so don't worry about them carrying around a bigger bag. Cash, again, as I said, maximum of 5,000. We'll take care of all the expenses for the children anyways. They don't need anything extra. And you can either uh, the cash, again, you can keep it with yourself, but you'll have to take care of it, or you can hand it over to the instructors along with the pouch with the phone and stuff, and then we'll hand it back to them once it's done. Again, some small info on these things. No phones, as I said before. I would suggest not to get any expensive jewelry. Again, if you're bringing it, it's completely under your responsibility. Uh, Gadgets, again, as I said, Kindle, smartwatches, tabs, nothing is allowed, mainly so that the children, rather than spending their time looking at a screen, they'll be just having their conversations and making new memories whilst they're at camp, right? Camera, again, you can get your camera if you have, or a GoPro, but again, you'll have to take care of it whilst you're there at the camp, right? Yeah, as I said, when the children are flying into Chennai, a small Ziploc bag or a pouch with the power bank, charger cable, copy of the return ticket, either the Aadhaar card or whatever form of identification you're carrying, an original, and also cash for, I mean, in case as I said, in case you're reaching the airport early, just some snacks or cash for them to get some snacks. But once they reach the airport, we'll be taking care of them as well. And in case anybody needs any merch for this particular camp, we have a website where we are having the merchandise as well. And we have curated into smaller kits. You can go through this, or you can head over to the website directly and pick up anything that you need to get. Right. Um, yes. So that's pretty much, we've covered everything with regards to the camps. We'll head over to the question and answers now. If anybody has any questions, just go on to React and put your hand, raise your hand, and I'll start going one by one. Yes, Aditya, how can I help you?
So from Bangalore, where will we be departing from?
Okay. So for the children who are leaving from Bangalore, there's a departure point. We will let you know 2 days before the program start date. You'll get a message with the departure point and the local coordinators details. And you just have to be there at that point, and our team will be there to meet you, and they'll give you some more information. You'll meet our instructors who are traveling from Bangalore as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Next, does anybody have questions? No one has any questions? Wow. Okay, there we go. Hi, Manasa. Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned that the surf school is, or the beach is quite close to the hotel that the kids will be staying. How far is it and how will they be commuting?
The kids will just walk
Oh, is it
to the surf
close?
school. It's very close by. It's probably about maybe half a kilometer. No, about 750 meters to a kilometer away. And the kids will just walk on the beach to reach the surf school. It's very close by.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Sean?
Hi,
Yeah.
Michael. Would you have any female instructors from the journey from Chennai to Pondicherry? Because my girls will be reaching from Pune to Chennai by plane.
Yes,
So
definitely. So if there are girl children flying in, there'll be a female
yeah,
instructor who will be leaving from Chennai to Pondicherry as well.
perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, wait, let me just post the WhatsApp channel link so that in case anybody has not seen or joined it, please join this channel.
Sir,
Yes, hi.
where will they be staying, sir? Like what place?
So the children will be staying in a nice hotel in Pondicherry. As I said, it's very close to the surf school.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm just sharing the WhatsApp communication link now. So anybody who has not joined the channel, please make sure that you signed up to this channel and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on the updates that we send. Right. Next question. Anybody else?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Question specifically on the surfing. I understand, the
Mhm.
kids know, at least my son knows like the basics of swimming.
Mhm.
Can you talk through a little more about, I understand the 1:6 ratio that you referred to.
Yeah.
Assuming we have some rough waters and things like that, and this is probably is going to be first in the water kind of camp. Let's talk through a little
Sure.
more on ground practically. How does this work? I mean, the 1:6 ratio.
No problem.
Let's
So I'll
assume
tell
worst case
you.
scenario, right? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly how it goes. So basically, 1:6 ratio is from our side, and we will also have instructors from the surf school, right? So it will not just be our instructors, there'll be instructors from the surf school as well. And when the the surf school determines what time they will actually head over for the surfing, right? They're experienced experts, and the people who run the surf school are actually the coaches for the Indian national surf team, right? So they know exactly what time the children can surf properly without any, without the waves being harsh or anything like that. So the surf school will tell us in the morning what time to arrive. And since they are all experts in their field, as I said, they'll be posted right next to the children in the water, right? It will not be that they'll be in the shore and then they'll be guiding the children. They'll be in the water right next to the children, and the boards will be attached to the children on their legs. So the each child's legs, the boards will be attached to the children's legs, and the boards actually act as a flotation device. So even if they fall out, they'll just walk using the surfboards towards you, and the activity is towards the shore, right? So even if they fall down, they'll happily walk over. And as I said, every day slow progress, and the maximum length or like the depth till we go into the ocean is only about 75 to 100 meters towards the sea, and then we'll come back towards the shore. So nothing to worry about the safety or the waves being harsh, as the surf school will only tell us when the conditions are perfect for them to surf. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We have a question? We are on mute. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
When you will be sharing the name of the accommodation?
Yeah, sorry, one at a time, please. I can't get.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, when you will be sharing the name of the accommodation?
So no, usually we don't give out name of the accommodation where the children are staying. But you will get to know the children the 2 days before the departure. You'll get to know the departure location, as to where the children will be departing from. We are actually in the process of looking at a different accommodation as well. Um, uh, but we usually don't give out the name of the hotel to the parents. Hello?
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Hi. There was complete silence for a second. Anybody else has any questions? Yes, Rasish.
Yeah. Sir, the shades which you have mentioned is just the normal sun shades, or is anything specific to surfing?
No, no, no. Any sun. So the children will not be wearing anything while they are surfing, except the children who wear spectacles for vision. Uh, they'll not be wearing anything whilst they are surfing, right? The sunglasses are only for them when they head out to do the activities. So any regular sunglasses is fine. It's not anything specific to surfing.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank
No
you.
problem. Yes. Yeah, and those who are wearing spectacles, kindly make sure that you have the retainers so that when you surf, it doesn't fall into the ocean.
So the departure point and the arrival point of Bangalore will be the same?
Uh, e, e- mm, so it'll either be the departure point and the arrival point might be slightly different. As I said, the logistics team will decide as to where you'll depart from and where you will arrive. Those details will be shared to you. So for the departure, it will be shared 2 days in advance, so that you can arrive at the departure point. For the arrival, we will also let you know when the children depart from the camp the night before. So we'll let you the day before they reach Bangalore, you will get to know the arrival point as well. Yeah, if anybody
As we will be traveling from Mysore, so
Sure.
we need to know a little in advance, sir.
No, so you are traveling from Mysore, but we'll let you know that. So as I said, it'll be there. It'll be shared to you 2 days in advance. With regards
Okay.
to the arrival, I can check and then share it. Once I get to know from the team, I can always share it with you so that you can plan yourselves, plan your travel accordingly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, if anybody has a question, just please raise your hand. You don't have to wait so that I can go one by one. Nobody has any questions. Yes, Harsha.
Do the kids wear life jackets while surfing?
No, as I just explained, the surfboards are the actual flotation devices, and we don't go that deep into the ocean anyways. It's the water will be just the children can walk. They walk on the sand and then they go into the ocean. So we won't go deeper than chest height water.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Anyone else? If nobody else has any questions, um, I can you can all start logging off. If anybody has a question, please let me know. And I really hope everybody. Yes, Sean, again, how can I help you? Sean, you're on mute.
Hey, Michael. Sorry, one last question.
Sure.
Usually in this group, do you have a good a balance of between boys and girls? Like, how is it for this particular batch?
Yes. So usually we tend to keep the boys and girls balance on an even ratio. For this batch, let me just quickly have a check. It should be pretty even. I guess it should not be some ridiculous number. Just give me a second. Okay. Yeah. So it's 10 and 8 so far. So it's pretty even. 10
That's
boys,
perfect.
yeah, and 8
Thank you
girls
so
so far.
much.
No
Yeah,
problem.
I was just asking it from a standpoint of the instructors. That's all.
Yeah, no worries. Got it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So if nobody has any questions, you can start logging off. But if somebody has a question, please drop a message to me on WhatsApp and I'll assist you. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.